What's going on, guys? Got another little garage video for you today, coming from the new sponsor of the channel, RPM Power Sports. They jumped on board with us, decided they wanted to help us out. They sent us some new merch, a couple add-ons for my machine and Mike's Pro R. We'll go inside and let you guys check out what they sent over for us. They hooked us up with brand new exhaust for the old X3. We decided we were going to go ahead and be a full-on loud mode. Got the full straight pipe, got a nice teardrop cut going on in the end of it. Looks like a super nice piece. Got the straight dimes on the TIG welds, so definitely a super clean piece for that. They also hooked me up. I've never had one of that as a spare. Figured it'd be a good one to run for a primary and use my old one for a spare. Was taking clutches on and off all the time, servicing them. It's a new titanium secondary bolt for X3 secondary. Say the exhaust came with a brand new V-clamp or V-band clamp to mount it to the turbo. Has a rubber mount that will go in for a soft mount to keep you from cracking the welds on everything. Comes with a new stand pipe for the mount to hold everything in place for it. And for Mike's stuff, they got a new set of clutch bolts for him also. These are also titanium for adjusting his clutch weights. I say he switches back and forth on power and stuff a little bit every now and then. So super convenient to have another set of bolts in case we get one that's stripped out or something like that. And then they have a, I guess I would call it an essential upgrade for the Pro R. I'm sure you guys know if you've got one, you got to take the bed off and pretty much dismantle the machine to do an oil change on it. So with what they got going on, this bolts into the back factory cover, goes right on. Now you got a nice spot to change the oil and do services on. Makes that super convenient, don't have to tear anything apart. They sent over obviously some new shirts and stuff for the whole group. Derek, I believe, has got a set of charge tubes on the way. Probably gonna throw those in the video here too somewhere, but enough of me rambling on. We'll get to throwing that exhaust on and see what she sounds like. Come on. All right, well, depending on what you guys got for an exhaust, like I say, they make anything from mild to wild. Be sure to go check out on their website. We do have a discount code. If you type in Broke Boys Off-Road at your purchase, to get you a little bit of discount. Those guys are helping us out, so that's a good way for them to try to keep track of us helping them out. So be sure and use that in the checkout code and say that's Broke Boys Off-Road. As far as your aspect, I'll let you guys be your own disclosure of how to take your exhaust off. You just got like one V-band clamp in there on the turbo, and then factory stuff, it's got a hose clamp around the bracket. Just got 2 bolts down there. RPM sends a new bracket for their stuff, at least on this application. Just 2 simple bolts. Just got one in there, one in there. Obviously you just replace that. Looks like it is slotted just a little bit, same thing as factory, to give you a little bit of movement to try to adjust it and get everything setting right. And we'll try to get that thrown on, get the exhaust put in there. All right, well, one other thing to add in, you might do before you take your exhaust off, if you've never had one of these out, you might start the car and let it run for a little bit, get this thing good and hot, and then get you a wrench to put on there. Sometimes those are a little bit of a bear to get out, but if not, you can take it out, put a little heat on it. I've had mine out a couple times, so mine came out pretty easy. We'll get that swapped over into the new one and see if we can get her thrown back in there. Alrighty, well, as far as putting her back in, you only got your V-band clamp to put back in there. Tighten that dude down. And then I put my factory clamp back on this mount here. Your stuff, if you haven't cut it off like me, because I haven't had any sort of factory muffler stuff on here for years, your stuff will still have a factory mount here, and you can just bolt their stuff right to that. I don't have a welder over here at Mike's, so I'll get that buttoned up at a later date. I'm going to take a minute or two to do that. But she's definitely loud. We fired it up, but we'll get her pulled outside here and get some temperature in her. we'll take her out and let you guys hear what she sounds like. She gonna crank, so come on. Alrighty, we're gonna give you a little bit of a comparison from the straight pipe from RPM versus the exhaust that I made for this thing a few years ago. It's got a little bit of mishmash of everything. It's got a like factory Evo elbow. It's got a vibrant muffler on it. It's got a factory 90 and everything. It sounded okay, but it's never been super impressive or quite what I like. But go ahead and fire it up, Mike. See what she sounds like. Alrighty, well, big thanks to RPM for sending us an exhaust over, but we, however, might have made a slight mistake, because I'm sure it's not going to come through on phone, but Mike's Pro R is extremely loud the way it is. You won't even be able to hear Mike's stuff run now. That is crazy. Go ahead and fire it up. Yeah, she's definitely loud. I like it, so. Alrighty, well, that's extremely loud, but I do, however, like it. It's super deep. It's a lot deeper than like a lot of stuff you see like have a shocker or whatever on it that has like a more high pitch to it. This is definitely super deep. I do like that aspect of it, so definitely be curious to get her out on the trails and hold her wide and see what she's about. I think we're going to be in the flame shooting competitions next coming up, so we'll take and try to get a couple little roller clips from it and go from there. Come on.
Guys, just got old girl in the shop here looking rough. Wouldn't know why, but gonna look her over for the next ride and make sure she's healthy, or as healthy as it can get, I guess. I was looking it over, realized I had a hole in my charge tube. These stock charge tubes are known to blow out. They're kind of made of like a rubberized plastic kind of material, and they have some bellows in there where they can kind of expand and contract with boost, and they're known to blow out there. It's pretty common. So called RPM. They hooked us up with a new charge tube for me. I already have the J tube that goes from the turbo to the air box. That one's super important because your air box is hard mounted, and you know, the engine's rubber mounted, it moves, and with that flexing you can kind of crack that tube, and next thing you know you're drawing raw air and dust and everything. That's no good. So these things are more for reliability than anything. You know, keep the factory ones blow out. Like I said, these are obviously not going to blow out, and they're not going to crack. They're kind of a silicone material, super pliable and everything. So real good addition to your rig. I think as far as reliability, everybody should have these. They're not super expensive, and you know, they might save your engine. If you crack that J-tube, you know, a day of riding, you're definitely going to toast your engine just from dirt. So they sent us that, and it's already got, it comes with brand new stainless clamps, all that type of stuff. New block for the sensor. They sent us a coolie. I don't know what we'll ever do with that. Little blow off valve keychain, come on. Stickers, you know the deal. So, all right, well, I'm gonna get this thing thrown on. See how it is. Got her all installed. There she is. Shining like a diamond, come on. There's the J-tube. It's actually an RPM J-tube, already had it. Now I got an RPM charge tube to match. So nothing to it, just the clamp on the front on the turbo. Just clamp back here, and then it came with all the clamps already. So pulled the blow off valve, put it in this one, and we're good to go. It already had the boost line plugged, which I had a tap in my old one for a boost gauge, but there's really no need for it. Does no good, and it's just a potential leak, and it wasn't very clean, so I just got rid of it. So anyway, got her on there, ready to go. Come on.
Alrighty, well, our next piece on the agenda is on Mike's Pro R here. Got her pulled in the shop. Like I say, this thing it just runs right down here, and this just got a factory cover on it. It's got 3 bolts to take out. One's in behind the balancer. Try to get a little better view on that one, but just take those 2 out. You can kind of see here where the 3rd bolt's at. It will just lock into that, and then these 2 will slide down on it. And we'll have to look and see if that's got an O-ring machined into the case. If not, I'm sure just throw a slight little bead of silicone on that to keep that from leaking. But that'll make it super convenient to change the oil and stuff on it, because if not, you got to get up into here, which is below the bed. And for Mike's stuff, all of his stuff's in there. Takes like 10 or 15 bolts to take all that apart. Makes a big pain in the butt. That there will make it super easy. Get that kind of bolted in there, something like that. Run you a funnel down in there, change the oil. I say the oil filter and everything's all super easy access. One would think they would do that from the factory, but good for RPM for looking out at that and making a solution for a problem. Save us a little bit of time, keep us out on the trails. Come on, we'll get her thrown in there. All right, well, got that piece out. This one comes out the same way that this one will go back in. You only have to loosen that one. I say that one is behind the pulley in there. We'll kind of see if I can get in there, show you guys. There is a bolt right there that you have to get into and loosen, but that is an O-ring fitting, and should be just as simple as wiping that dude off. I'm sure the O-ring's still just fine. We'll get her thrown back in there. Like Mike was saying, that'll be a super easy, convenient little mod to do for not a whole lot of money. Be sure you guys use the code if you're purchasing one of these from RPM.
Yeah, the Broke Boys code, I think it's only like $90.
Yeah.
That.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, so be sure and use the Broke Boys off-road code and check out and save you a couple dollars on it, and be a nice little upgrade for you. A little bit of a side note: how you feel about leaving
hot,
it, leaving,
okay, Dad, it's hot.
leaving
hot.
it, leaving it run for a couple minutes?
Times now.
Yeah, so you might not want to be an idiot like us and let your machine cool off, or not start it and pull it in the garage, kind of like we did, because we chose to work on exhaust today when it's 100 degrees outside. So, but so far, super easy process. I mean, you might have 10, 15 minutes in installing this part. So super easy, straightforward thing. Like I say, the X3 exhaust went in super nice. Fitment of it was spot on. The only thing different on mine is it doesn't have that factory mount, but other than that, it should be straightforward. If that's what you're looking for, to have everyone in the group know where you're at. So Mike said they're going to kind of use it as a tracking device for me whenever I'm leading and can't see behind me. So I guess it'll be convenient for them in a small aspect, I guess. I'll just have a headache all the time, but that's what we wanted. That's what we got. So hopefully we're going to see her out on the trails. we'll get this finished wrapping up, show you guys the final product. Alrighty, well that's all there is to it. You just tighten your, you get your bottom bolt and your top bolt. I tighten those down first, and then go in and tighten that third bolt that's in behind the crankshaft pulley there. But super easy, super convenient. Like I say, you just reach right down in here now and unscrew that. And now you got an easy way to install new oil when you're doing a service on your machine. So big shout out to RPM again. That's gonna do it for today's video. Appreciate the hell out of RPM coming on board and trying to help us out. Be sure to go on there and support those guys that are helping us. That's what makes all this a little bit more easier for us to do. If we can get a little bit of break here and there on some stuff that we use daily, that'll keep us out creating more videos for you guys to watch. So come on, thank you for watching.